Hi everyone, it's Emily. Welcome to this week's bonus video. It's the fall equinox and the harvest festival Mabon, which I love celebrating. So I thought painting a beautiful, colorful forest would be a great way to celebrate. Stick around and I will walk you through my painting process. So let's just dive right in. I created a light sketch using the photo in the right corner as a reference. I used a lot of artistic license to make a lot of changes with it, but it was kind of a loose guide for me. I also want to mention that all of the supplies will be listed in the description box. I also used a little bit of masking fluid ahead of time. If I was to paint this again, I would have put a lot more masking fluid in the center where it's supposed to be a little bit of a lighter color. So keep that in mind if you decide to tackle this painting as well. And I hope that you'll paint along with me or paint it on your own and tag me on Instagram so I can see your beautiful creation. So I wet the paper thoroughly a couple of times. You want the paper to be not where there's pools of water, but that it's quite wet so that as you put your different layers of paints down, they will diffuse and blend naturally, and it's a really, really beautiful look. The colors I used, I will also put in the description box, but I used yellows and oranges and reds and greens and like sepia and some different browns. I've never used the Viviva color sheets before, which is what I'm using for this painting. They are highly pigmented, so I definitely would have done more of a lighter wash if I painted this again as well, but I had never worked with these paints before. They are really, really, really pigmented. They're beautiful, but it's maybe a little bit more vibrant than I would have liked during the first layer, but that's okay. I'm using the tip of my brush and the belly of the brush, which is just kind of the side, to just lay down all different shades for leaves and just different foliage. So that's what I'm going to be doing for a little while, and then I will check back in with you.
I'm gonna dance, 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 dance. 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 I'm gonna dance, dance, dance.
So I'm spritzing some water because some of the areas just dried a little bit, and I'm going to bring in some Brusho. The Brusho that I bought doesn't have like holes in the lid or anything, so using a palette knife really didn't work very well because it just kind of came out in chunks. So I think I'm going to find different containers or poke holes in the lid and then maybe just put like a piece of tape over it or something, because I think it would be much easier if it was in a little bit of a shaker bottle. If you've never tried Brusho before, it's a highly pigmented watercolor ink, but it's in a powder form. So when adding it to watercolors or just water in general, it creates these beautiful blooms and it creates really beautiful and unique washes, and I like the effect. I use two different colors, orange and a copper, and the copper is a little bit shiny, which I think is actually pretty nice. I tilted my paper in order to let the colors kind of run and diffuse together naturally. I also take a brush with a little bit of water on it and go in and kind of soften up where those big clumps of Brusho landed. I'm also bringing in some salt. I used kosher salt because that's what I had next to me. You can use table salt, any kind of salt. Using salt creates these really beautiful blooms where the paint gets sucked up a little bit by the salt, and it's just another really beautiful textural effect. So I thought this would be a great painting to put that in as well. When using salt, you really want to allow your painting to dry naturally. That way the salt can do what it's meant to do. So my painting's dry, and now I'm using a natural sponge, and it's just damp with creamy consistencies of browns and oranges and reds to really start kind of building up some more of the leaf textures. So I kind of take my time with this, adding, like I said, all those different colors. It's a really cool effect, but you definitely want your sponge to be damp, and then just kind of pressing lightly all around your page where you want to kind of increase the look of the leaves. Something to be mindful of if you have a lot of yellows and you want to keep the integrity of the yellow, don't cover that with the darker colors, because when using watercolors, it's really hard to bring back the light colors if you've put dark over them. I end up trying to bring it back a little bit later using some gouache. It works out okay, but I wish I would have left a little bit of more of the yellow kind of shining through. So just be really mindful of that. I mixed a creamy consistency of burnt umber, burnt sienna, and a little bit of Persian blue for the trees. I kind of start light right here, but then I end up making the forward trees darker, and then I use a very, very light wash for the trees that are in the distance. You want to take your time kind of when you're creating the trees. If you get any harsh lines at the bottom where the trunks are, you can use a little bit of a damp brush and kind of diffuse that harsh line. And one thing to be mindful of is I do change brushes whenever I start getting to the smaller branches. You just don't want to use a lot of pressure just in order to keep your line skinny, because the top of the tree is a lot thinner than the bottom of the tree. So for the trees, I'm using a dry brush technique with a creamy consistency of the browns that I've been using. It creates a texture on the trees. You definitely want to make sure that your paint is creamy so that that brush can really pick up the paint. Here's where I bring in some of that yellow gouache I was telling you about to try to bring back in some of the yellow that I had lost because I got a little too heavy-handed with the reds and the oranges. It turns out okay. It was kind of trial and error. I had tried a couple other ways to bring that yellow back, but as I said, you really can't bring light colors back over dark when it comes to watercolors. Now I'm going in with a brush to create larger leaves in all the colors I had already put down before, just to build on top of the sponged leaves that I created earlier. I really wanted to try and bring back some of the bright color that's in the center of the photo. So I decided to go in with a really watered down white gouache to kind of try to bring that back a little bit. Now I'm going back in one more time with a smaller brush, a size 3, I believe, to add another layer of leaves. And then I also go back in with a sponge one more time with a little bit more yellow. With this painting, I think I got a little bit too heavy-handed and it got a little bit maybe crazy. I ended up really liking it, but I might have went a little bit too far with the leaves, but that's okay. I mean, that's the beauty of trying new things, and I don't do a lot of landscape, so I'm really teaching myself that right now. But I just thought this was such a beautiful picture and I really wanted to give it a try, and I'm glad that I did. I learned a lot with this painting.
You interrupt me and I interrupt you. A shame. When did we start losing and stop giving? I remember I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you, but my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it, wanna release it, wanna release it, wanna release it, wanna release it.
I decided to bring in a black Posca pen. And this is what gives this painting a more illustrative feel. Remember earlier when I said maybe I got a little crazy? I think this also might have been a little bit too much. But again, I love illustrative style and I was trying something new. So you certainly don't have to add a fine liner. You can leave it just as it is without that. In hindsight, I probably would have left it alone. But here we are. And that's okay.
I gave it time. I love my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it. 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 Wanna release. Wanna release. Wanna release. Wanna release it. Do you remember when we carefully picked our words? So humble. Now it's like we don't care about what's coming out of our mouths. I'm sorry. I gave it time. I love my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it. 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 So we jumped, falling fast. Said till we die, I'm gonna be there with you. So we jumped, side by side, unafraid of what we can. Wanna release it. Wanna release it. Wanna release it. Wanna release it. You interrupt me and I interrupt you. A shame. When did we start losing and stop giving? I remember I gave it time. I love my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts.
In a moment, I'm going to take an eraser and rub off all the masking fluid that I put on before I started painting. So it's going to leave some white kind of throughout the entire painting. It gives it another layer of interest. And then I do also splatter a little bit of bleed proof white just to kind of pull it all together. And again, this painting, this painting got a little bit crazy, as I said. It gives me the warm, fuzzy fall vibes that I was going for. It's a great way to celebrate the fall equinox and the Harvest Festival Mabon. So I hope that you're able to get outside this weekend and enjoy some nature and to see if you can find some trees that are changing color. I've been seeing some here and there. Just enjoy some time with Mother Nature and maybe get grounded, and I hope that you're all doing as well as you possibly can. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate you giving me a follow or a thumbs up, leaving me some orange hearts in the comment section. I will be posting part 2 of my mixed media Halloween project on Wednesday. So I hope that you're gonna meet me over there. I really appreciate you joining me for this fall inspired watercolor, and take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.